All right, so we're back. Cooper Heisey, Anthony Miguelino here with our special guests, Alex Lipschitz and Tommy Jubilis. We got a little twist to the NFL football podcast here. It's March. It's mad. It's the NCAA Tournament Challenge. You know what it is, baby. Woo! Yeah. So, obviously there's 64 teams in the first round, so we're not going to go through every single game, but we're going to give our general picks, for each Southwest, East, and Midwest.
Just for the games that we think are actually relevant, correct?
Exactly, yeah. So, the 1 seeds, we're not even going to go over those first round games.
Except for Kansas, because I'm telling you they're a first round exit.
1 seeds are 128-0 in the NCAA tournament. So
make it 128-1. Yep.
All right, so
early exit.
Tommy is a basketball enthusiast. We'll let him kick it off here. Honestly, NCAA basketball not my forte. I do know a little bit, but Tommy really watches.
What do you think are some slept-on teams?
Some slept-on teams, just in general.
Just in general.
I think honestly, Providence is slept on.
I like how Providence plays.
We're asking Tommy.
In the Big East tournament, they went to overtime with every team they played. They won 2 of those games, lost to Villanova in the final. I also like. What team do I like? I like
Missouri.
Seems like you don't really like any
I
teams.
do like Missouri.
With Michael Porter back,
Missouri
I think
has
they
a good
can make
chance.
a run. I think they could beat Xavier second round.
How did he do? How did he do in the first game back?
He had 12 points.
He
He
12
didn't
points?
shoot that great, though.
I had 12 points once.
Twice,
3 times.
And you're not a projected first round NBA draft pick, are you?
No.
I didn't think so.
Yeah, no. Michael Porter's a bust. Anyway.
I'd hope not. I like him.
I think Arizona, they're not really a slept-on team, but
Do they have a coach?
they do.
They do?
They do?
I think.
Do they have one that
I
doesn't
don't even know.
Do they have one that doesn't get involved in scandals?
They don't. Yeah,
They
I
don't.
don't, know.
That's
I don't
not-
even
that's
think
not-
Arizona's that slept on. I think a lot of people have them going far in the tournament. I think a lot of people have them going far.
They're a second round exit to Kentucky.
Where are they? What
Next.
seed are they?
4.
4 seed? All right, so
There's
up
not
here,
really, to me, there's
I
not
like
really
Gonzaga and Ohio State a lot.
there's really not that many guaranteed upsets though. Like years before, there would be a 10. There was a 10 versus 7 you would see, and it's that's obvious. Or even an 11 versus 6, you'd be like, that could happen.
Well, this year I see a couple 10 versus 7 obvious ones
There's
right here.
some good ones.
I
though.
see Texas beating Nevada 10 versus 7. It's just my humble opinion. I see Oklahoma beating URI in my humble opinion.
I see Providence beating Texas
I
A&M.
don't-
That's the other 10 seed. I see
I
three
see
10
that.
seeds winning that. And then
Yeah,
the only
Arkansas-
7 seed that can win
Arkansas's
is
better than
Arkansas.
All right, so I want
don't
to
know
talk
about
about a
that,
certain team. I was just in an interview before. I'm really busy at this time of the
Yeah,
year.
same.
With talking about a couple teams. So the teams I want to talk about are Bucknell, the University of Pennsylvania, Buffalo, and Marshall. We are.
Why are we wasting our time on all first round exits?
So Bucknell, not a fan of their athletic program at all, not even the slightest, and you know exactly why. I hope you're watching this.
Can we take a moment to ask what that was about?
No, I'll talk about it later.
Okay. Wow.
So Bucknell was unbelievable throughout the year. They almost went undefeated in Patriot League play. College basketball is a guarantee. You're not going to go undefeated. Unless you're Kentucky Wildcats, but then you lose in the tournament. They got
go
by any
undefeated.
long shot.
31-0
They lost
Not
in the
this
tournament, though.
in the tournament. I said that, did I not?
He did.
He just says stupid things. Why is he on this podcast? They're tough and they play with a chip on their shoulder. They got a big fan base behind them. The Bucknell Bison, look out for them. Marshall. Marshall has always been a team that has been close to my heart because of the movie We Are Marshall. And I think that they always just play with an edge in any sport because they feel like, things didn't always go great for them.
Coop, but little do you know, they're going up against a freight train with heart named Wichita State.
I actually think Wichita State's overrated.
They are
I think they're overrated.
They don't
but-
have that
But
man.
the thing is,
Fred
with Wichita
VanVleet.
State,
Just tell me
If you
Landry
look-
Shamet is not the top point guard in this.
if you look at who they have to go through, it's not that hard that they have to go through.
Look, I'm not done yet,
It
all
doesn't
right?
count.
Buffalo. Buffalo versus Arizona. Yeah, Arizona's good. Their coach pays their players $100,000 a year to come to the university.
Buffalo
okay.
is not
Buffalo
beating Arizona.
won the MAC, the Mid-Atlantic Conference.
Barely.
Not barely. They won it pretty handily. And
What was the final score of the final game? Who they
I don't
played?
know. I saw it on Twitter. I saw on Twitter that they won. And they were celebrating. So Buffalo's tough. And they come from New York. It's cold up there. in Buffalo. A lot of snow, so they know how to fight through adversity.
I've never seen rationale that makes less sense, Cooper. I swear to God.
let me talk-
You're rooting for Marshall.
talk some
No, no,
And
no.
then one more. The San Diego State Aztecs.
Well, I think we can agree with San Diego State. I think they're gonna beat Houston.
I don't know about that.
I think
Houston
San
is
Diego
very
State's
slept on.
gonna
I
win.
think.
That's
I
my
think a
one
lot
slept
of
on
this is
team.
what I think. Yeah, that 11 versus 6 is an 11 versus 6. A lot of people are going to pick, but they're going to be heartbroken because they don't know that Houston's about that.
Could potentially beat Michigan in the next round too. I wouldn't be surprised.
Yeah.
I
think Michigan's walking.
I have
I think Michigan's skipping to their Lou in this tournament.
Yeah, I have
Me too.
Michigan going far too.
They're a fun team to
Can
watch.
I just talk about another team in all
Talented.
seriousness? The University of Pennsylvania. No, I'm dead serious. University of Pennsylvania, the Ivy League schools, they always are just solid, hard-nosed basketball teams. And even though they're in the Ivy League, they don't even get athletic scholarships. They're a 16 seed, which to me is kind of a punch in the face to them.
Because 16 seeds actually hold up really well against 1 seeds.
It's nonsense.
No, wait, Coop, hold up. Can I just...
I feel like they're going to give Kansas a good game. I mean, they have a 28-5 record.
Coop, hold on. Hold on, Cooper. If you rewind this podcast just to like probably around the 47-second mark, you'll see that I said Kansas is a first-round exit.
Oh, you said that?
Yeah,
Oh, yeah,
and
exactly.
you said 100. I was like, it's gonna be 128-1, and you're like, no, it's not. No, it's not.
Oh, 'cause I didn't even realize
I'm a quarterback
we
who
were
throws football. Is nothing I know about college
I didn't even know.
No,
to give
I
my
said,
pitch.
I said the University of Penn is gonna give them a game, and you know what?
They probably will.
They will because Kansas is overrated too. They're a second-round exit at best.
All right, let's have
They're
talk.
not overrated.
Okay, so the upset I like in this situation, I think that
Murray
it'll
State
definitely
versus West
happen.
Virginia.
Absolutely,
I really like that one. I actually do.
biased. Okay. Anyways, I like Loyola
Loyola College.
Wow.
Loyola
Yes.
Chicago.
Chicago versus
Chicago.
Miami. They beat Florida early in the year. I know Florida kind of went on a
Florida's.
down.
I don't like
They
them.
could still
I
be
can see
alright.
them losing first round.
But this team is talented, and I also don't think Tennessee is that strong. I know a lot of people like they play tough teams.
The
obviously.
SEC is not a strong conference.
I
If they
just
go to
don't-
the final.
I don't
Congratulations.
think the SEC is very
I
strong.
think Loyola Chicago can get to the Sweet 16.
I think so.
That's
I
why
really think.
I know you're gonna say I'm biased.
Yeah.
I know you're going to say I'm biased, but when I look at the path that Texas has to take, they can beat Nevada, I think personally, if Mo Bamba's back. And Cincinnati, I just don't think is that strong of a team. Obviously, they're a 2 seed. I don't think they should be a 2 seed. They don't play in a hard enough conference. The Big 12, the Big 12
They
was,
have 30 wins. If you know how to win basketball games, you deserve to be a
well,
2 seed.
it's 2 different conferences though.
And Wichita
The Big 12
that are high seeds in this
Yes, but the Big 12 has a lot of teams that are in the tournament. They all beat up on each other. Anyone in that conference can
So you're just
go
gonna
far.
discredit the
I think
American
the Big
Athletic
12.
Conference?
I think the Big
Completely?
12 was way
When
better
was the last
than
time a
American
Big 12
Athletic.
team won the national title?
Not for a good minute.
West
Exactly.
Virginia
Good
went to
minute.
the Final Four.
Did they win it?
6 years ago? 5 years ago?
But did they
Did,
win
did
it?
UConn win the national
2011,
title
yeah.
2 years? Yeah, they did. That's right. They're in the American Athletic Conference.
Yeah, they won it like with Kemba.
Temple won the NIT
Okay,
last
but
year.
I'm saying,
So-
so then if Texas has to play Tennessee in the following round, then, and Tennessee's, I don't know, I don't see Tennessee that strong either.
I may not see Texas get by Nevada.
Uh,
If I'm being completely honest.
And
top 5 scorers
honestly,
all
in one of my
seasons. We all
brackets,
want this tournament
I
a
have
whole lot
Wichita
more than
State
Texas.
beating, or not Wichita State, Murray State beating West Virginia. I can see an upset happening there. Murray State's on a 12-game win streak right now.
The reason this kid doesn't win the NCAA brackets is because
I won 3 years ago.
he
No, Nikki won.
don't dwindle in the past.
Liar.
It's because
I came second and third.
Is that a win?
Sorry.
Yeah, that's not first place. I mean, I'm
it's
pretty sure
because
not first place.
he likes to pick against the teams that his friends like, and pick the team that he likes, and that just isn't going to get you far at all. You just got to pick the most logical things.
You just said Penn's gonna beat Kansas.
I didn't say that. I said it's going to be a good game.
All right.
So why are you putting words in my mouth?
You just said it.
Go on.
How does that have to do with any bias?
I'm just gonna talk to this kid real quick because if he thinks Texas will get
No. My realistic, I think they can go to the Sweet 16. That's the farthest that I can see them going. I can see them upsetting Cincy.
okay, so if it plays out, do you think Tennessee will get to the Sweet 16? So you're saying Texas can't
I
beat
think
Tennessee?
I think
Tennessee is one of the worst 3 seeds I've seen in history.
I think Tennessee
in
will go
history.
Elite Eight. 'Cause they don't have a hard. Who do they have to play? They have to play Miami or Loyola Chicago.
Every team
they
plays
suck.
the best basketball in the NCAA tournament. It's a fact.
Both these teams are terrible.
I wouldn't be surprised if they lose to Wright State. I wouldn't be surprised.
No way. Tennessee
Watch how
defense
bad-
is too good.
You know, Cincy. Time out. If you're talking about
That's why I say
Tennessee's,
Texas will lose to Tennessee.
Who is Tennessee?
what about Cincy? Cincy has a
That's
top.
good defense too, though.
It's not even worth it.
It's not worth the voice. It's not worth the damn voice.
All right, let's just move on from there. Let's go. Let's go.
I
down
just
to the
hear
West then.
mythology out of this kid's mouth.
All right, let's go.
All right, so let's just move on a little bit to the Final Four.
Final Four.
That's a
All right.
that is a jump. Hold on, mister.
All right, let's just move down to the West and talk about some teams that can advance here.
I'll tell you one thing. Florida State might be the worst 9 seed I've seen in American history.
I think Missouri's going at least to the Sweet 16.
I think so. I think
a team-
Xavier's
I think
a little
a team here
overrated.
that's really good and they're a tough
think
team. Ohio State.
Ohio State's
Ohio State's
a
tough.
little.
Ohio State and
I'm
Gonzaga
weary
are
on
very
them.
good.
I think they're one of those teams
I'm
that
looking
aren't going to
forward
be
to
like
that
that good, but they could still somehow.
I'm
make
not
it.
gonna lie, I have no idea how Ohio State basketball is. I just wanted to spur up a
I
conversation.
think it's the second.
Are they good?
No, they've
Yeah.
been looking
Because
really
they're
good this
playing
year.
a 30-win Gonzaga team in the
Gonzaga's
second round.
very good in the tournament.
And Gonzaga has experience in the tournament.
Gonzaga's always.
I
tough.
like.
Gonzaga always manages.
I really do like.
But I do
Michigan.
think
Michigan. I have Michigan in my final.
University
I have-
of North
I have
Carolina
Michigan in my
Greensboro
Final Four,
is
too.
going to give them a run for their money.
You know who I don't like here? I don't like UNC at all.
At all.
UNC should
At
not
all.
be a 2 seed. They have
Honestly,
I think they're
20-something
terrible.
wins.
I think-
They're very
Yeah.
overrated
If
this year.
Providence-
Yeah, and if I have messed up hair, I have to borrow Lipscomb.
Let's
So
go.
let me tell you, this is a team that could win it all. Just think of the name. Think of the history of the program.
Lips
No,
Cobb.
It's Lipscomb.
It's Lips Cobb.
that's what I feel. That's
Are
how I
you
feel.
stupid?
That's how I
I-
feel.
Lips
Oh, it's Lips
Cobb.
Cobb.
That's how I feel.
That's
about
You just
what
it.
they
ignore
call
the
his
M.
name.
You ignore the M.
Lips Cobb.
Cobb. So the M is
The M
silent.
is not in
the
the
B.
alphabet.
The M is silent. Not the B.
Lips Cobb.
That's just.
Anyways,
All right. There's no
Yeah,
logic.
you guys take this
There's no
out,
logic. No logic.
UNC will beat Lips
Cobb.
Cobb.
You know
But
Villanova's the
honestly,
second
I
round
think
exit
if
game.
Providence beats Texas
Probably.
A&M, they have a great chance to beat
You really
UNC.
do like Providence?
Tom,
I do like
$50 bet right now. I'll let the whole world see it. Every first seed's eliminated by at least the Sweet 16, at most.
Oh, sugar.
That's a bet I can't make.
Who else do I like in this bracket? I like Houston.
Kansas
I think
overrated.
Michigan
Villanova.
Houston will be a hell of a game in
not
the
bad.
round of 32. I don't really see
I-
any upsets in this bracket
Tom,
besides Providence.
Tom, you wanna
I
know who
really
I
see
think
the
is
San Diego State winning.
Tom? You wanna
to
know
beat
who I think
Houston.
is the most overvalued team in this whole bracket? Purdue.
I disagree.
I disagree too.
Purdue's
I like Purdue this
very
year.
good.
They're very good this
How?
year.
Because they're
They're
a
a
tough
second round
team.
exit to Butler.
They have
No
probably
way.
the best big men in NCAA basketball.
Are you forgetting about DeAndre Ayton?
He said one of, not.
I don't even know who DeAndre Ayton is. Is he on Texas?
Okay, well,
DeAndre Ayton's on Arizona. He's the best center in the.
No, that guy. What's his last name from Purdue? Hammond.
Isaac Haas.
Yeah,
Close.
Isaac Haas,
You got DeAndre Ayton, Jaren Jackson.
Marvin Bagley. Marvin Bagley's
Marvin
real
Bagley's
good.
a forward.
Isaac Haas is a great player, though.
But he's not. He's not one. He's maybe top 5. He's not.
Well, that's one of the best.
All right, so Butler and Arkansas. I think that's a very
That's a good
intriguing
game.
game because Butler's in the Big East, right?
Yes.
And Arkansas is in the SEC, who Lip claims is a great conference.
I did not say SEC was a great conference.
Because
Why did I
Tennessee,
say
you know, they're a
that?
great
I
team.
said the ACC and Big 12.
All right,
Both overrated.
yeah. So the Big East, I think, is a very solid conference. Tough basketball. I feel like those teams from the South, Arkansas, Alabama, Vermont. Just kidding. I think they're tough teams and play good
They're
basketball.
geographically challenged. I swear to God.
So I think Butler, Arkansas, it's a toss-up in my
He was
humble
trying-
opinion. I don't
Coop,
know about you guys.
Texas
I don't
Tech,
think
that team down in Wisconsin, right?
Yeah.
yeah.
I like Texas
I
Tech
think
a
they're
lot
horrible.
to advance.
I think they're horrible.
with Keenan Evans. If
SF
Keenan Evans
Austin is some type of different team.
In this
Like,
tournament.
Stephen F. Austin,
Yeah, they
the Lumberjacks.
I just like.
Unbelievable.
Look,
I like
even if they
Keenan
lose,
Evans.
I have them
Keep
losing to
run for
Florida
them.
the next round. Call me crazy, but they're a 3-point team that just likes to knock it down.
I
Who's
see
Stephen
Florida
F?
losing
Stephen
first
F?
round to St.
No, Florida.
Bonaventure
Florida?
or
confident
UCLA.
with Florida at the beginning of the year than I am now.
They-
because
They fell off a map a
Same
little.
thing with Oklahoma.
They fell off a map, but
They
not.
just-
Weren't
the
they
same
ranked
map.
number
Yeah,
one
it's
at
not
one
that
because
much.
Oklahoma has one player, the best player in the tournament,
Well,
Trae Young.
Florida
Yeah.
has more than one.
Florida's
And
top
Florida
5
has-
scores are
Well,
all shooters.
Yeah.
That's what I want to go
That's
back to
what you need in
Miami
this
on. Miami's getting back
You're real
someone that was
knowledgeable.
just injured.
Tom, can I get a
Bowen.
bite of that PB&J?
Lip, I
They're
think.
just getting someone
sick.
back. I forget
Right.
who it was. He's
Lip,
one of their
isn't it
best
like
players.
Bowen or something like that.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
remember
Lonnie
looking at
Bowen,
it.
Lonnie
Yeah,
Bowen,
right, yeah,
I
something
think.
like that.
He's coming back, and I can see, like, with him coming back, I can see them possibly making a deep run, too. Going to the Elite Eight.
What do you guys think about Oklahoma URI now that we're on the topic of Trae Young?
I think Oklahoma being in is an absolute abomination.
But they're
for
a
the
10
committee.
seed, though.
The committee.
They wanted to see.
I'm talking to you.
I'm talking to you, committee. I don't understand how Oklahoma, the most laughable team in this, your tournament has become a joke now. I'm starting to think it's rigged. What do you want to see, Oklahoma versus Duke? Why? So Duke can sweep the floor with them, and URI might not even let them get out. So committee, shame on you.
Look, let's look
Shame
at
on
the
you.
7 seeds.
Look, if they win the first round, they deserve to be in the tournament.
They do.
That's just
They
bad.
do, yeah.
But they're playing. I don't think Rhode Island's that strong. They're playing the weakest 7 seed I'm looking at, and I think, I really do think, the committee did this intentionally because they want the ratings to go up. Because everyone wants to tune into Oklahoma Duke. Why wouldn't they?
They want to see Trae Young play. They want to see a the lottery pick play who's one of the best
See,
players
agree
in
with
college.
me or disagree with me?
Sweep them.
Oh, Duke's going
Agree with me or disagree with me. I don't care. In the NCAA tournament, if it's big name players going up against big name players, it's automatically a good game. You know what I mean?
Oh, obviously.
Like, it's no like when was the last time you saw in the go to the Sweet 16 a team win by 15 plus?
Never.
Exactly.
You don't see
Yesterday.
that.
I only saw that when
the-
Villanova beat.
Like, look at
Oklahoma
this
in the
second
Final
round
Four by
matchup that could
4.
happen. Kentucky versus
What was
Arizona.
that? Last
was
2 years
like
ago?
2 years ago.
Yeah.
The second round
wait, with
matchup,
Buddy
Kentucky
Hield?
Arizona, could be
That was
one of
crazy.
the best
That was
second round
crazy.
matchups that shouldn't happen though.
All I
Both
know-
those teams are like Arizona should be a 2 seed. They got robbed
Tom.
of being a 4.
You know, I think this team Alabama could make some noise.
Colin Sexton.
I can see Colin
Colin
Sexton
Sexton
trying
makes
to
some
drive
noise.
them. Yeah.
Villanova, if he puts up like a 30 clip on
I
Villanova.
Think, I think Arizona's definitely misseeded. They
There
are
should be-
They
they're-
are a way better team than Tennessee.
They're way better than Cincinnati too, in my
But then
opinion.
again, who wouldn't want to see Arizona Kentucky? in
Look,
the
you-
second round?
Obviously, yes.
College
Because this is
basketball is
football.
different than college football. You can't say, oh, Arizona's way better than Cincinnati because Arizona's in the Pac-12 and Cincinnati's in the American
But you
Athletic
look at their
Conference.
out of conference schedule too. Arizona's
think-
just
Yeah,
a
but
better
it's not
team
really-
How
all
many
around.
wins does Cincinnati have though?
30.
30. Yes,
It's
but
not
they play
really-
in a
I
weaker
value
conference.
wins more than I value losses in a top
Yeah.
conference.
Yeah.
Like, look at it like this.
Okay, so
Gonzaga.
wait, can we
Gonzaga
look at
last
this
year.
then?
What?
Texas lost to Duke in OT by 5. They lost to Gonzaga in OT by 5.
So,
So
I think
are those
they-
So
quality
I think-
losses?
I
That
think
then?
tells me
Texas have gotten
quality
worse
losses.
throughout
There's
the
no
year.
such thing as a quality
there's no
loss.
such thing as a quality loss.
If you're taking a team to OT, if you're taking the number 1 team in the nation to OT and losing by a few points, that's not.
North Carolina
that's not
beat the
an
number 1 team in the
But if I
nation.
look at
Yeah, but they're a good
Texas's
team.
last-
Texas
when I
Texas
look
is
at
not.
Texas's last
where
game,
It doesn't matter.
last
If you don't
12
win,
games,
you don't
they're
win.
5 and 7. I don't like that going into the tournament. I like to
Yeah.
pick the
What
hot
are you
team.
even saying?
Oh,
They took
yeah.
the team to
I
over.
love, I love taking hot teams too. That's why I think,
That's
What?
Michigan
I don't get it.
won.
I
What
really
did you
don't get the
say?
logic behind that.
and I like.
I have
could
a
you be
question.
that-
I have
how
a
could you
question
be
for you.
sad
I have a question for you. Alabama in football plays against.
The Alabama's completely different. They
All right,
can
let me
knock out
think.
any
Who's a
team
bad
in
team in the SEC? Missouri.
Okay.
Missouri takes it to overtime. Alabama still wins. It's a win, right? They're still in the college football playoff. They didn't lose. There's no such thing as
So,
a,
Lip, if Texas loses to Nevada in overtime, you're going to say it's a quality loss and be satisfied and ride off
No.
on your horse?
exactly.
I don't think
Exactly.
so. So then, like, what are you saying? Quality loss. There's
I'm
no
just
such thing
saying,
as
like
quality
Texas.
loss.
Texas can play with the best of the teams.
Yeah, they could play, but they lost. They lost
I just don't see them.
in this tournament
Yes,
at all.
but you're also biased. You can't say that you're not
Bias.
Yeah,
Bias with an
Bias.
S, not biased.
But Cincinnati,
Where's Vermont?
I see it.
North.
I see it, Tom. 30 wins. They don't even play that
30
bad of a.
wins,
They don't have
conference
that bad of a
tournament
schedule.
champions.
I don't
Regular
know.
season champions. This team's hot.
All right.
Why are
enough,
they getting slept on?
enough with the round of 64. Enough with the 32, Sweet 16, Elite 8. You know, we've talked about almost every team on here.
Actually,
who do you
we forgot
guys?
about one
Who do you guys have in your Final Four?
I'll tell you right now. I got Arizona.
Radford, Penn, TS, and UMBC.
I have. All right. So I have Arizona, Michigan, Michigan State, and
What?
I have Arizona, Michigan, Michigan State, and Villanova in my final four.
In my Final
You know,
Four.
both Michigans have never been in the Final Four together, ever in the history of NCAA basketball.
Can I see that?
No,
My Final Four. I have UVA,
Probably is.
hopefully.
UVA, Michigan, Duke, and Purdue.
I forgot mine, but I think mine is.
Weren't you talking
UVA.
about Purdue before?
No, I was saying they're good.
I think mine is UVA, Michigan. Might be.
Who's beating Purdue, Dom?
I don't know if it's. I don't know which other team. Which team I had in this? I think it was Nova.
My grandpa's alma mater.
I think it
still
was
don't
Nova
respect
or
them.
Wichita State, and then Duke. Tell me why they wouldn't make it.
Can I see this?
They made it as an 11 seed.
Who won the Big Ten?
So I got Virginia
Michigan.
coming out
That's
of
right.
the top bracket.
Yeah, Virginia is actually so slept
You got
on.
who?
Virginia.
They're number one seed. What are you talking
I
about?
also have Michigan.
No one's picking them to
coming out of
win.
the West.
I picked them to go to the Final
We all
Four.
have
Really?
Michigan, right?
Yeah. All
Yeah.
of them,
Yeah.
Michigan.
I
No, wait. Out of the West?
Michigan's
got
dirty.
the West.
Yes, I have Michigan, yeah.
I got Villanova out of the East.
Looks like I gotta change Michigan for my
mean,
Final
honestly,
Four.
I have Duke coming out of the Midwest because they have the best roster. It looks like.
Oh, they have the
They're gonna win the national title. It's a guarantee.
But the thing is with Duke all the time, they always choke in the tournament.
But it's different this year, in my humble opinion, because
They have a man named Grayson Allen.
and a man named
who has
Marvin
this on his
Bagley,
shoulder.
and
no, don't get me wrong. I
they've-
want them to win.
No,
but
they've choked this whole season. If you think about it,
why?
they didn't win the ACC tournament.
Yeah.
They lost to North Carolina. They didn't even get to the finals.
Now's their
They
time.
lost a bunch of nonsense games, and now's their time to just be like, all right, let's buckle down. We have the best roster in the NCAA. We have the
We
most
can
explosive
compete
players,
with anyone easily.
They
and we're gonna
can,
win the
yeah.
national title. That's what they're gonna do. They're,
Like
gonna- they're like LeBron in the playoffs
They-
right now. You know what I'm saying?
This Midwest,
Exactly.
like, it's
Thank
really
you.
not
That's a
fair.
whole different argument, though, that I will not
They have
even
Kansas,
venture into.
All right, this is really long.
Duke, Michigan State, all three that should not be in the same region.
All right, so who's your
Yeah,
pick
no,
to win the
that's
national
absurd.
title, Tommy?
Villanova.
Lip.
I have Arizona.
I have the Duke Blue Devils.
As well do I.
All right, well, you heard it here first. You know, it's been a great time. It's been a long podcast. Thanks to you loyal people who have gotten this far and watched the whole thing. Have a great time
Probably
watching.
nobody.
Have a great time watching the NCAA tournament. We'll see you next time.